Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 65 of Europa Universalis IV as France. Not currently in any wars at the moment. We finished our war with Great Britain now, took some more of their territory from them. Just at a position now where I am starting to annex Wales. I see that we do have some patriots over here hassling my vassals. What I'm going to do is just quickly unmothball this fleet. Send some troops over there. I'm not going to wait for the fleet to fully repair. I'm not at war with anybody, so I don't actually have to worry about those. So let's go ahead and gain 3 inflation or lose a stability, but lose 1 inflation. What is our inflation currently? Do we have... wrong icon. Do we have any inflation? We do have a little bit. Let's lose the stability. It gets rid of our inflation completely, and we might get some stability back in the future. We've gained a Conquest CB against Castile. Oh, Barcelona. There we go. That's the one we were fabricating. So, you guys, I want you to get on board a ship, and I want these ships to come over and drop in Meath. Now, obviously, we will be landing by ship, but we can actually dock, because it is technically our land. I'm quite surprised that Tyrone themselves haven't come over here and dealt with this, but... we'll get this done anyway. So we'll land there. We've got massive numbers. We'll beat the absolute snot out of them with no problem whatsoever. There we go. That's that sorted. So you guys can get back on the boat. And the boat is going to go back to Normandy. So we can still invest in a technology, which is still our military power. But we are still ahead by... how much are we ahead by? 6 years, is that? Yep, 6 years. So we could go ahead and do that. Have we just had a leader die? No, but we might have just finished building that... yeah, I think we've actually just finished the construction in Ile-de-France of the War College. Yep, so now we can have another leader without upkeep. Very, very nice. Gained a CB against Ming. Wow. We can now actually... we now have a valid reason to go to war with China. Let's go and remothball these guys, because we don't really need them right now. How is that rebellion going? 4.3 years. It's mainly... well, Kent's now -8. Wessex +4. And Essex 4.0. It's a shame that -8 doesn't count against the 4, really. There's not an awful lot that we can do about that. I think we'll be fine, though, to be honest. Although it might still pop. Oh well, if the rebels pop up, the rebels pop up. We'll go and land on them and smash them. In fact, a little bit of a change of plan. What I'm going to do is unmothball this fleet once again. Move it to Kent. Move these guys into Kent. And the reason for doing this is I'd sooner have the... if the rebellion kicks off, I'd sooner have the rebels pop up in Wessex. Because if they pop up in Wessex, I can land troops in Kent and move in. If they pop up in Essex, the only way for me to get to Essex is via ship. And getting there via ship means I've got to land there and I can only get 20 troops over at a time. So I think doing it this way is probably slightly better. Slightly. Probably not hugely. This now means we've got... oh, Wessex isn't getting as much now. So Essex is now -1, Kent -8, Wessex is now +5. That's weird. I've put troops in there and the chance has actually gone up. Oh well, that's not too much of a problem. I guess what we could do as well is we could take the leader. In fact, no, I want to leave a leader on that group. But we can take this group, and you can have the Conquistador. Just so there's a leader there if it does fire off, so that's fine. We could go ahead and hire another leader, but we don't really need to at the moment. Got a bit more money in the bank. I do need to build some more ships. Talking of ships, do we need to do some upgrades? Yes, we've got a lot of ships that need upgrading. It's going to cost us 2,000 ducats to upgrade these ships that are mothballed. We've gained 5 army tradition. That's good. So we've built our sort of defences here. Where are you going? Why are you just walking through Essex? It's very strange that they can just walk through. Am I somehow giving military access to England? No, that's weird. Fair enough. Right, what is our next mission? Incorporate Hesse, remove Ashen from the map, or fortify Hassanai. Not really bothered about any of those at the moment, so I'm not going to really bother with them. How are things going with this uprising, potentially? Yep, still a fair bit of a chance for something. Oh, it is Wessex now. It has moved from Essex to Wessex. That's fine. It'll be easier to get down there. I suppose it's gone up because we've lost some of our stability. Do want to save my admin points though, because I do want to be able to go and build the to get up to a new idea group. So, what about our trade fleets? Do any of you guys need upgrading? You are the trade fleet going to English Channel. Let's put you in Normandy. Do you need upgrading, and how much do you need upgrading by? So we need 1,200 to upgrade the trade fleets. Okay. So you can go back to the English Channel, I suppose. Let's just have a look what this would give us. This would give us 14 going up to 31, which is probably one of the highest. Wow, Lübeck's actually doing quite good. We've already got interest in Lübeck, though. Venice. It is probably going to be the English Channel. Oh, that's not too bad in the Gulf. Quite a lot of maintenance costs, though. That's not too bad either, the Ivory Coast. Because we do have some power down there. We need another trade fleet, really, though, don't we? So, let's go ahead and get you guys there. What we can do is we can build another 60 ships. And then we can send those ships to be another trade fleet. And that's probably a better use of our money than upgrading the existing trade fleet. Although, we do still want to do that. But if we get extra ships first, that will give us more money, which we can then use to build, to upgrade the ships. Fur now being produced. Lose 5 prestige, or the claim strength of our air goes down by -20. I think we can afford to take the prestige hit. 10 lights. Okay, let's go and build 10 lights then. And we can probably afford to go ahead and build another 10 lights. And we'll have ourselves a third trade fleet. Why not? Natives lose ferocity. Might want to spend some of my military... Are we military focused or something? Why are we gaining so much military power? We're actually admin focused, which is quite weird, although we do have a rank 3 military advisor. Do we want to go for a rank 3 admin advisor? Just to get the admin up. Because we could get the theologian here and get the reduced national unrest. That could be quite nice. Can't afford to get him at the moment, though. But that would reduce the chance of a rebellion popping up over here. I'll consider that. In the meantime, buildings, what can we do? Training fields. Not going to get a lot of men from some of these places, but let's go ahead and grab Cambrai and Brabant. What about down here? No, we don't have any other interest down here. So from training fields, we move on to barracks. Quite a few places we can actually use barracks. What's sort of the bigger numbers that we can get? 55? Out of money already. doesn't take long building buildings to run out of money. So we're now only 5 years ahead. No, we are still 6 years ahead, but we're getting 5% reduction in cost from neighbour bonus. The only thing that it's going to do is give us infantry shock plus 0.5, which isn't fantastic. So I'm not in a, like a huge rush to use that. So we'll leave that for the time being. It's fine. Just want to make sure I don't end up going over the 999 military power cap, because then it just becomes a waste. Because anything you earn over the cap, you just lose. How are we going on the annexation with Wales? 57%. That's not bad at all, actually. So we're definitely getting there. Not really needing to do any religious conversions. We do have a few places, of course, that are different different cultures, like English. So Essex is English culture. At least we should be able to see this somewhere if I click on the right tab. So, yeah, we've got English culture here. Now, we could go ahead and change these cultures, but we can't do it while they have nationalism anyway. But if we do manage to take enough of Great Britain, then it'll probably become an accepted culture. As long as they're a large enough percentage of our culture, then they would become accepted. So we'll have to see how that goes. Just going to wait for all these ships to get here. And then we'll start working on our other trade fleet. Let's continue to build out another building or two. So we were working on barracks, so we can get a 55 up there. Can we go higher than a 55? There's a 51. There's another 55. 55. There's a 56 in Savoy. Probably the best place. And then we can afford another one or two. Let's grab another 55 there then. And we've got a 55 there. Let's save a little... Well, save a little bit of money. We've only got 10 ducats left. So let's save the 10 ducats that we can't spend on anything else anyway. Mission selected. We will be incorporating Hesse. If that mission is still there after I've incorporated Wales, and I have a high enough diplomatic relations to take them, then we can try and do that. Another colony has become self-sustaining. French Mexico. We'll keep it called French Mexico. I don't mind that at all. Excellent. So you're now done. So what we need to do now is start colonising a little bit more. So let's go around here. What I'm going to try and do is sort of just isolate the natives. Because if I can isolate them, it stops them being able to spread. This one is still being created. I might then start thinking about... filling in some of these gaps. While this guy's going to stay up here. This is Britain, isn't it? Yeah, that's Newfoundland. This isn't. This is Ottawa. But we'll still keep grabbing things up here where we can. This is all Great Britain as well. But we're certainly going to isolate them as much as possible. We definitely have so much power over here compared to any of the other European powers. So I don't really have to worry too much about the colonial game anymore. I can't see an awful lot going wrong with that unless they all rise up against us. Right, what can we do here? We can get increased ship cost, but cheaper Diplotech. Or we can have increased Diplotech for 10 years. Well, not too bothered about the Diplotech at the moment, and I am trying to build a lot of ships, so we should probably keep the cost of that down. So let us do that. There's our first 10 ships completed. I'll wait till we've got 20 before I send them anywhere. I see Portugal still have... Portugal still have 7,000 men just sat here in England that can't really move anywhere. There we go. There's some more ships arriving. That's all good stuff. Got to keep it at speed 3. I know I could be going faster, but I do like to pay sort of attention to what's going on. I know a lot of people that just run the game at top speed, and I can't play like that because it's too easy to miss something. And it gives me an opportunity to have a look around the map. It also gives me the opportunity to think about things in the game and the way they work, and that means I can sort of point things out to you guys. And it also gives you guys opportunities to point things out to me when I derp, which does happen from time to time. So we'll definitely go back to war with England again when our truce runs out. Oh, another colony has become self-sustaining. Let's go and sort that out. So what do we want to do now? Do we want to go ahead and claim some of these other places? I think we do. And I think we're actually going to go down here and we're going to go and colonise that because then we'll have all of the Florida coast. So let's go back over here. So yeah, if we go to war with England again and we take Oxfordshire, then what that will do is that will, first of all, it'll completely isolate London. Gain military power for the reduction in ducats. Well, no, because I've already got a load of military power and I can't afford it. Or we can lose 10 prestige. It's a shame we have to lose the prestige, but it was the best option. And also, because we are actually annexing Wales, then Oxfordshire will join Wales up with, well, what would have been Wales and will actually be part of France, will be joined up with the rest of the stuff down here. And that means that, wow, so much spam. That means that Gloucestershire and Cornwall will be isolated as well. So it's all going to work out nicely for us. We probably should go ahead and fabricate a claim against that. I mean, they hate us already, and we've already got a massive amount of aggressive expansion, so I don't really see what difference it makes. Our royal marriage has ended with Munster. So let's go ahead and see if we can sort that out. Dynastic actions, royal marriage. There we go. That helps. How long is our truce with England? That's... Oh, we have a claim on Cornwall. Fair enough. Truces. England, Great Britain, 1666. Fair enough. What we could do is actually have that little war against Castile. I'm tempted to go to war with Castile, but part of me is a little bit nervous about doing it, because the issue that you can have is Castile could do a lot of damage to me, basically. And if they do a lot of damage to me and it weakens me and reduces my number of troops, that could trigger a coalition. Castile themselves, I'm looking at navies here, 90 ships, a few transports, got a lot of lights, so it's probably a trade fleet. As for their army, they have 71k men, 91 force limit. It's pretty sizable. I'd sooner wait until they're in another war with somebody else and jump on them when they're not expecting it. The other problem is, which I didn't check, is they've probably got allies. So if I did declare war on them, Quinto and Tuscany, Brandenburg would come in. See, Brandenburg and the Commonwealth would actually come in to help me. The problem is, Brandenburg and the Commonwealth are a bloody mile away, so the chances of them actually doing anything useful is pretty much nothing. So we've got the option to go to war with Castile if we need to, but I'm going to wait a little bit and let some of the aggressive expansion go away. Continue trying to sort things out with England. Obviously, it's going to be a long time before we can actually go to war with England. We took 100% war score worth of stuff, so we had a 15-year truce with them. So that's not entirely terrible, but we need to concentrate on what we're doing. But we are going to try and just play the annexing game and annex as much stuff as possible. We've got these ships here. Let us deselect the heavies and group the rest of them together. And you guys are going to protect trade down in... was it the Gulf of St. Lawrence? Or the Ivory Coast, I thought we said. What's the difference? The Gulf, that's about 15. Ivory Coast, it's actually slightly less, isn't it? Because that would be about 15, just over 15 difference in ducats. And that would be only about 12. So you're actually going to go to the Gulf. And we need to build more ships. So let's go ahead and... lights. Queue up 2 more lots of 20. Got to watch our military power now. We're up to 967. Almost actually full. We've managed to integrate Wales. We've got another colony has become self-sustaining. So Wales is now part of us. That's fantastic. That's given us another couple of transports, which I guess I could keep. We'll move them over there. We've got 7 guys over here who... I'll probably... We're not over our force limit. Oh, we know we're still under. I'll keep these guys over here because at least I've got some guys over here. Just, you know, for the sake of it more than anything. What does that put our diplomatic annex subjects -3, but we're still actually in a positive. So, do we still have that mission to incorporate Hesse? Yes, we do. So let's go and get them done. We've actually lost a little bit of rep with them now. Can we go and throw another gift at them? Just to speed things up? No, because we've already done that recently. So we are actually going to go and have to improve relations. Fine, we can wait. We're not in a rush. So we'll go ahead and do that. Oh, we've been discovered fabricating a claim on Oxfordshire. That's fine. I don't mind that too much. I don't care if they know. So what I was getting at is well, a couple of things. One, we have that colony that is now finished. Is it the one that was up here? Yeah, it's this one. So where do we want to go from here? I think we might want to go and try and sort of cut England out. Or maybe we want to go and get this sort of coastal province. Got a much higher tax base. Oh, that is actually being colonised. Ah! Denis de Berhane from French Canada. So, French Canada are actually trying to colonize their own stuff. That's good. I guess we could go ahead and grab this one. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab that one. I was never sure whether or not colonial nations actually did their own colonizing, but it does look like they are, which is quite useful. So we'll allow that to continue. That'll be all of our colonists dealt with. I'm going to have to end this video soon, but let's just have a quick look at what's going on first. Looks like we've got some... they must have had another cavalry building. Lost an overseas expansion CB against somebody random that we don't really care about. But as you can see, we're taking a good old chunk out of Great Britain there, which is going to be useful to us. We're almost at our military point cap. So I've got to decide now what I want to do with those military points. We can have an extra leader without upkeep, but what you've got to remember is one of those leaders without upkeep is from our power projection, and our power projection is probably going to drop. Which means at some point we will only be allowed to have 2 leaders. So I don't want to get another leader. Although we could do a couple of rolls and see if we get better leaders. That's not a bad idea. But I think I'll wait on that. What's our army tradition? It's quite good. We might get a good one. We could actually look at our tech. We're 4 years ahead. Now what would it cost us in terms? 600. 655 military power. Let's go ahead and do it. We'll be massively ahead of time now. We're 17 years ahead of time in terms of military tech. We are at military tech 21. Most of the places are only going to be at 20. Austria's only at 20. Great Britain is only at 20. Brandenburg's at 21, so they're well ahead of time. Commonwealth's only at 18. Hungary's at 20. The Commonwealth are going to start falling behind at this rate. Russia is at 20 also. The Golden Horde are at 16, but the Golden Horde are a Muslim tech group anyway, so it doesn't really matter an awful lot. So it's always good to try and stay ahead of the curve. Looks like Sweden are still having a lot of problem with religious zealots up there. Not that that is any of my concern at all. Couldn't care less. Rebel Uprising. Is this uprising actually ever going to pop? Wessex, still 4.2%. It doesn't really seem to be making much movement, does it? So obviously it's going to have nationalism for a while, but that nationalism will burn off. Nationalism's down to 12%, so it is going away. Obviously, our legitimacy helps as well. All in all, though, things are going quite well. I'm not too disappointed with the progress of stuff. We've got another claim. We are starting to get some ships form up here. Oh, of course, 2 of those were the transports that we sent over from Wales. So what I should do is select these guys, mothball them, and then deselect the lights and group these guys together. There we go. So that means we've got 10 of our ships. We're just waiting on the next 10. In fact, because of the way we're doing these now, we can just grab the 10. You can protect trade. You can go down to the Gulf. We can actually invest in a new technology. We can get our next admin tech now. We probably should... Well, we are slightly ahead of time. So spending it now is probably a little bit of a waste. We don't necessarily... Well, do we want the production efficiency? This is going to be the test here. Do I really want the production efficiency by spending it now, or do I want to wait a couple of years and get a reduction? The base cost is 600. But because we are ahead of time, it'd cost us 739. So we'd be spending 139 more than we need to. So maybe we can afford to wait a year or two. But there again, if we are ahead of time, we would get better production efficiency, which would give us more gold per month. But we're not really in a massive rush for that at the moment. So I think we'll leave it as it is. We don't need to upgrade it yet. Obviously, we could hit the cap, which is a potential problem. What we will do then, because I don't want to hit the cap and I don't want to spend it yet, let's go in and spend some of it to boost our stability. Because one thing that boosting stability is going to do is it's going to decrease our national unrest. So our national unrest is now down to minus 4.81. Before it would have been minus 3.81 because you get minus 1 for each positive stability. So the chance of this popping now is slightly less. Wessex has gone down to 2.7 from the 4 it was at before. So it might well still pop. But we are drastically reducing the chances of it happen, and that's the main point of it. So I think that's probably a good time to end the video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Europa Universalis IV, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.